we can do the 2 jobs that you want us to do, and then we can do the dump tomorrow. And he's like, oh, yeah, you've only got 1 job on the board for tomorrow, so that's perfect. I'm like, great. So we go out, we take care of the 2 jobs that he wants us to get done, we come back. We come in Friday, and we had, going from 1 job, we had 2 jobs on the board. And he had us down for 2 hours on each one of these jobs.
All right.
Well, the first job ended up taking us almost 3 hours because it was that, I mean, we had to drive out to Columbia City for it, which is only like, 25 minutes, but that's an extra hour back and forth.
Sure.
And including the job that we had to do out there. And then the next job, they weren't ready for us. And then, like, instead of being able to do both offices that we were supposed to do at the same time, we had to do one office, then wait for him to clear out the next office, then go to the other office and do that. So we ended up, we didn't get out of there until 1 o'clock. Then we had to load up all the crap for the to take to the dump, which took another like hour because it was all out like in the parking lot, and then we had to like pick it up and put it into the truck and load the whole truck up.
Okay.
And then we had 5 chairs that we were dropping off at another place. So we put those on the end of the truck so we could just go there, take them out, drop them off, and then go to the dump and dump stuff.
Yeah.
So we didn't get to the dump until 3 o'clock, which 3:30 is my normal out time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at least you made the day of it, so you got
well, so we had, and then we ended up getting overtime on Friday also because of that situation. And I'm just like, man, if you guys just had any idea of how like real time works, that'd be great.
Yeah, that's asking a lot, though. Apparently.
Yeah, I mean, if I can go back and change things,
if you could like maybe go back in time.
Yeah.
Back to the Future. Part 3.
Hi, Chuck.
Hi, Chuck.
Right.
Hi, Tit for the Tit, part tit.
There's 3 tits.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, that's how it works. Look, I haven't figured out what's worse, Disney adults or Build-A-Bear adults.
Oh, God.
But the fact of the matter is, welcome, everyone. I'm pretty sure anybody who works at a Build-A-Bear, no normal human being works there. Only, like, Build-A-Bear cult members work at a Build-A-Bear.
Dude, I've been to a Build-A-Bear since... It's been a minute. My kids don't go to Build-A-Bears anymore.
I would say we got Build-A-Bear for Charlie and one for Simon, and I think that was it.
Because they're crazy expensive.
Like 2 or 3 years since I've been...
Yeah. Well, I will tell you this. I was in there today. Not for myself.
Right.
And they have a water bear Build-A-Bear.
A water bear?
Yeah, you guys know what a water bear is?
Like the little
little microscopic, like indestructible creature. Yeah.
And they've got like 6 arms, and they're like
and they're like a tentacle face.
They're actually kind of adorable when you see them, But,
yeah, dude, you don't know about you cannot freeze them. You cannot incinerate them. You cannot kill them in a vacuum. You can't you can't kill them with radiation. They're like an indestructible like organism.
Yeah.
That like water bears?
Yeah, they're tardigrades.
Oh yeah, I know. Okay, yeah, I know tardigrade. Yeah.
They're called a water bear.
Whatever.
I don't. I like water bear better.
You can't call them tardigrades anymore because they're not tards.
That's true. Despite what Gen Z will tell you, you still can't use that term, Joe. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to ruin your fun, buddy. Brothers, sisters, gender resistors, welcome to another episode of the Comic Book Rundown presents Chuck is about to kind of bum everybody out, Part 3. We watched Back to the Future Part 3. There's a part of me that was really excited that we watched these, and the other part of me is really glad it's over.
I feel that.
The same?
I really do love this series, but this is not a series that I need to go back and rewatch regularly. And part 3 was my reminder of that.
Ouch. Okay.
Yeah. Spoilers. Part 3 is my least favorite of all 3, which I know is not the case for you two.
Not the case for me, anyway. I can't remember. Ron, I feel like you always like this one.
2 is my least favorite. It goes 1, then 3, then 2.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so for me it's 3, 1, and 2. usually. Now,
Yeah,
mind you,
for me it's 2-1-3. So
oh yeah, I mean, I like that we all have something different, but at the same time, though, they're all still fairly up there. Like they're all still, for all of us, as of right now, at least 1 and 2 are above a 5 for all of us.
I mean, yeah. For me, this will still be above a 5 because I'll still watch this again. But
Yeah.
let's not get into
But
that
again,
until the end of it.
You have to, like, if you watch the first two, you have to watch this one. You can't watch 1 and
But
2 and
most
not watch
importantly,
3.
if you've watched 1 and 2, right, you will know that something happened in 3 that Marty has been trying to make happen since 1 and 2. And that is Marty, a character played by Michael J. Fox, got to bang a character played by Emma Thompson. Because Leah Thompson, yeah, that's what I meant. Because he plays his ancestor. And this is, okay, here's something else, though. The fact that his great-great-great-grandma looks just like his mom, but that's his great-grandma on his dad's side. I'm
okay. I did the same Ron math on my drive home today from the movie theaters. I was like, wait a minute. Would his great-great-great-grandmother look like his mom? Because I thought it was on his dad's side.
Correct. Yeah.
And also, why does he look exactly like his great-great-great-great-grandfather, but his dad looks nothing like any of them?
That's a great question. Well, because he got the genes. So look, his dad. Okay, so here's how it works. Okay, his Maggie and Seamus are right here, right? They had William over here, okay, and then Maggie's family was like over here having kids. Okay, well, eventually those kids made their way down the tree and met back up with each other. At this point in time, George McFly was only carrying a bit of McFly genes because he had all these other genes in him. But then, Lorraine also had some McFly genes in her from way back up here, right? So they got back together and made the perfect McFly again, which was, the one that looks just like Seamus and why their kids all look like Marty.
Third and not the first two?
Yeah.
I guess
look, recessive genes and stuff, Joey. It happens.
Okay. Science.
I mean, also, just because you and all of your siblings look exactly alike doesn't mean that everybody's siblings look exactly alike.
If I could,
also, who's to say that the first two came from George?
Also true.
Well, definitely not.
To be fair, none of them look like George. Like none of those kids look like George.
But Marty is the one that you can definitively say is from George because he looks just like his ancestors.
Correct. Yep.
Doesn't make any sense.
But yeah, you can definitely tell none of them are Biff's kids. Although I guess the oldest one could be Biff's kid because he is kind of dumb. And like Biff's like line of ancestors are all idiots. The fact that they lived long enough to breed is an amazing feat of like pseudoscience. Because
here's the thing: old Biff in the second one became smart. He, for whatever reason, as soon as he got
only for like this long.
That's still long enough to become smart,
I guess. But then he went back to being dumb.
No, he went back to being dead.
Exactly. Because he came back to a timeline that was ending. So obviously he wasn't that smart.
I mean, he came back to a timeline that should never existed, but that's the whole other argument we had in
that
true. Last movie.
Much like Jennifer shouldn't have existed, or Einstein.
You're right.
I think it's the Confused Breakfast podcast, pointed out that I guess it's when he goes back in time, whatever time it is that he has to that he reveals to Doc that he dies, he plays the video on the recorder that he recorded all the footage, but he's in the 50s when that technology doesn't exist yet. So how did he hook it up to the TV?
He had all the cables.
Well, no. The TV,
the TV itself
had adapters. Like it would have only had the 2 bolts on the back that you slide the antenna adapters onto, and that's all it would have had. It wouldn't have had a cable or aux or anything.
VCRs weren't introduced until the 70s.
But Doc is smart enough to figure something out. He created a goddamn time machine. No, you're not wrong. That's a giant. Also, that is a giant contradiction. A giant plot hole.
Also, another Doc's family is German of
The Von
heritage.
Brauns?
Yeah. So it kind of makes you wonder, was he in the United States when he was born, or did his parents come from like,
Well, he
I
said
don't
the
know,
Von
World
Brauns
War
came over
One
in the
Germany?
1900s, like the early 1906.
They changed their name during World War One.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They changed their name during World War One and came to America. So, like, did they miss out on the World War II Nazi propaganda?
Well, I don't think so, because when Doc is when they're tearing apart the DeLorean in the cave, and he makes the comment about the part being from Japan, you can tell he's got a little prejudice against Japan. So,
Oh, dude, they had some bad stuff in here. Like when they were going through Buford's murders, it was like he killed like however many people, not including Indians and Chinamen. And I'm like, why do you not include Indians and Chinamen in there?
well, because back then they didn't count them as people.
But also going back to the cave, when they find the DeLorean in the cave that's been there for what, 80 or no, it was
70 years.
70 years.
Yeah, 70 years.
Yeah, 70 years, and it's not rusted out.
Nope.
The parts aren't eaten by animals, chewed up, destroyed, weathered by being in a nasty, dusty, musty cave for X amount of years. And the explosions that they caused to get in there didn't cause any problems with it at all.
Yeah, why did they blow up the opening instead of just taking the pickaxe to it? No, I understand not using the explosions in the cave, but like the explosion on the outside of the cave. What are you doing, dude? I mean, they did it just to use explosions. I get it, but makes no sense. Yeah. But also, how did they get the DeLorean out of that cave anyway?
Because it was up on those blocks.
No, that opening was not big enough. Is what I was getting at. The opening when they got in there, it was not big enough to get it.
Maybe they widened it out a little bit more before they took it out.
I hope so.
Maybe there was actually another cave on the other side of it. It was where he drove it in at, but he forgot.
There was a pathway, but like, then what was the point of going in that way? Like,
yeah.
Wait a minute. Which DeLorean was this?
This was the one that Doc. Yeah, this is the one that Doc got lightning struck back into the past with.
Oh, the first.
This is the one. This is the one from the first, the original Back to the Future. This is the one that Marty took originally back in time. That Doc took to the future,
and then came back for Marty, and then they had to go back to.
Oh, okay. So that would explain why the Mr. Fusion was on it.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And then on top of that, it went back to 1885, then came back to 1955 again through actual time progression, and still worked.
Well, they had to fix it up, but yes, it still worked. The fact that they were able to fix it up, they didn't say how long, because obviously time, like, it could have took days, it could have took weeks. It's not like they're on a time crunch anymore. Like, Marty could have been in 1955 again this time for weeks. We don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. True. Second question. He says, what is the excuse that he says as to why he got sent back to 1885?
He got struck by lightning in the DeLorean, and it fried the time circuit and caused it to malfunction.
Which is not true, because in the second one, it just glitches and changes automatically.
It was glitching because he didn't fix the time circuits. When he got struck by lightning, that's what fried the time circuits. It was already glitching.
Oh, I don't remember him ever actually getting struck by lightning. I just remember it glitching and
time.
Yeah, that was because he was up in the air and Marty was holding on to the string that was like going out.
Yeah, because remember it was in the at the end of the movie. It was in the thunderstorm. Marty had to light the what's called the almanac on burn the almanac, and Doc couldn't land because of the storm going off, and so lightning hits it almost hits the DeLorean, and Marty's like, hey, you better watch out, the lightning is really bad, and then it actually strikes it, and it like poofs out, and there's a flame in the sky that says 99. Which why it says 99, not like 85 is weird.
88.
But whatever, something, whatever it says. But yeah, and then it starts raining because it was a thunderstorm. You don't remember that?
Yeah, no. So like I remember, I guess I did not realize that would have fried the. I just thought it was because he kept saying before that he got struck that it was that he needed to get it fixed because it kept glitching on him.
Yeah.
But it was always a time that he wanted to go back and visit. Because he brought up in the second one regularly about how he wanted to go back to the Old West.
He did.
Right.
That's
So I understand the.
So
I
what
understand
happened
the
is actually the
concept.
flux capacitor was the original AI, and it decided that because Doc wanted to go back to the Old West, it was going to send him back there.
Right. So then he buries it. Then
so
to now.
He basically gets back at the beginning of 1885, like January 1st, 1885.
Right.
He holds up in Hill Valley as a blacksmith.
Sure.
Figures out he can't do anything with the
uses his real name.
Yeah, which is kind of dumb. But
I mean, there's a lot of dumb stuff in this one, but
yes. But
like okay,
the Browns weren't like settled here yet, so he uses his real name.
So if you don't try to put the logic of now it's a new timeline every time, which was I'm still will die on this hill.
Technically, because he made changes to the 1880s, it would have been a new timeline. So Marty would have never found that tombstone because it would have been a different timeline from the timeline that Marty was in.
Yeah, but I don't think that they were smart enough to figure that out.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying that if we're going along with like actual timelines.
Right. But I'm just saying they're not smart enough to figure that out, so it's all one timeline. At this point, how many fucking DeLoreans exist in this universe now?
3?
All right, so at this point in time, we would have had it in 1955. In that 1955, we would have had 3.
That day, the day that he got struck by lightning, there would have been 3 because there would have been the DeLorean that Marty took back to the 1985. There would have been the DeLorean that Doc was in, and then there was the DeLorean that was in the cave from 1885.
Yeah.
Which was actually the one from
they're all the same DeLorean, but
two of them are the same DeLorean.
The one that Marty was in would have not had the
right. 2 of them would have been the flying versions, and only one of them would have been the original version.
Yes.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah.
Or 2 of them would have been the Mr. Fusions, and only one of them would have been regular.
Correct.
Okay. I'm just trying to better understand it. Also, really dumb. I understand that the flux capacitor runs on garbage, but the idea that the flying like version still runs on gasoline.
Yes,
is the car runs on gasoline.
Yeah,
the flying version. The flying isn't. It won't fly again. It's the flying.
No, I know.
What I'm saying is that he went to the future, made the car to where the flux capacitor could run on trash, and the car could fly, but did not change it from gasoline. He is still using petroleum to run this thing.
Which just means that in the future, like, essentially saying, we're never not going to have gasoline as a fueling agent.
Is he wrong? Sadly, he's not.
I mean, technically, he's not right now.
Well, no, actually, he's very right because, the automotive industry is in bed with the gas industry. And
yes, they are. The oil industry.
Oil industry, yeah.
Same thing, but yes.
The gasoline industry. So they make money, and that's why we don't have compact trucks anymore. They don't make S10s, they don't make Rangers because the car companies are like,
just want a compact.
We need trucks that run, 8 cylinders and use 5 miles to the gallon, and
that's not entirely true. They still do make a compact truck. You can get one of those little white. I think it's a Suzuki truck that like you see in every like stereotypical Asian city.
Oh, the three-wheel one?
No, not the three-wheel one. They have like a four-wheel one, but it's like you use it just to transport like a crate.
Those things only go 35 miles an hour, Chuck.
No, they go 65. You can get them up to 65 miles an hour. I've seen them on the highway here because there are like they get used a lot for farm work.
That's
but
weird.
To go from like one section of the farm to the other, you may have to get on the road, so they have to be road legal. And they go up to like 65, 70 miles an hour. You can get it up there. It's pretty sweet. I kind of want one.
That's pretty awesome.
Still has an AM, FM radio.
I do want to bring up, so after Marty comes back and he gets Doc back to the house, I find it hard to believe that like 5'3" Marty McFly,
he's 5'5",
whatever, was able to pick up Doc Brown and throw him over his shoulder like that and carry him into the house.
He probably didn't. He probably dragged him in.
No, he actually picked it. Like, I always thought he did that too. I was watching it this time. You saw him pull up in Doc's car, get out of the car, pull him out of the car, and throw him over his right shoulder and walk him up the stairs. And I'm like, what?
Oh, my bad.
Okay.
5'4".
Okay. So when I was in high school on the wrestling team, we all had to run drills where we had to carry somebody, and they used to make the smallest dudes have to carry me so they could get over one shoulder carry.
Okay.
You had to do one shoulder, then the other shoulder, and then fireman's carry upstairs.
I had to run around with John Prater on my back, so I understand that. And he was our heavyweight, and I wrestled 152, so or 150, whatever it was, 152.
And didn't it make you stronger?
Yeah, and it's probably why my knees are bad now.
Yes, it is.
That was an extra almost 300 pounds to put on my poor tiny little frame at that point in time.
But it made you a better man because of it. Remember that.
I'm not sure that's how that works.
It is. Like digging holes. Builds character.
I'm tired, Grandpa.
What's too damn bad? That's a movie we should watch. I like that movie.
Hey, your birthday's coming up next year.
Next year.
That's true.
That's a good movie. All right, so the rest of my notes are just like contradictory stuff, which is pretty awesome. Because there's a ton of contradictory stuff in this movie.
They do.
So many.
A lot of my notes are just kind of silly things. But like, okay, so when they're at the dance and the sheriff that's also the principal is like, Braun will get you 15 days in county. Anytime I hear somebody talk about county, the only thing I can think of is Jay and Silent Bob. And I'm like, you know what they make you do in county? Toss the salad.
God, I haven't seen that movie in forever.
Well, your birthday's coming up next year, so.
That is also true.
Also, the fat guy at the table at the bar that like was always talking to Marty, that's the sheriff of Nottingham from the
Pat Bertram.
Disney.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
I've been doing since I've been doing my multiverse minutes, Disney dives over on my other podcast for Patreon. Pat Bertram has done a lot of Disney stuff in the 60s and 70s. So I talked about him a ton. And the first time he popped up in, I want to say it was, I mean, obviously in Robin Hood, but I think it was in whatever movie came out before that, before Robin Hood. I'm like, holy crap, I know that voice. And what I go to is this movie. It's the it's the line where he says, "Oh, what was it? They're at
if you don't go out there, you're going to be a coward, and you'll be branded a coward for life
for the rest of your days." Yeah, that one. Everybody, everywhere, we know it. Clint Eastwood is whatever. Yeah, that. Yeah. Like it just Pat Bertram's is a treasure. I also find it funny that those three, the entire time, just sit there. Like all the time.
Well, I mean,
they don't give two shits. They don't care.
Realistically, that's what old people do now. They just sit around and do whatever they want to.
Yes,
everybody else,
no, it's just those guys are great.
So the when Doc and Marty leave to go take the DeLorean and with the train, Doc leaves all of his inventions that he made back in the Old West just sitting there in his shop, which also would have changed the timeline.
Yep. Well, that's also assuming these, I don't want to call them backwards thinking folk, could figure out these machines.
But there were enough people there that were, let's call it financially motivated enough that they would have seen this stuff and been like, somebody knows how to use this. I'm going to figure it out.
I mean, he would have had he actually come back to the future. But he didn't. He'd stayed.
Well, we don't know that he actually stayed because they said they were bouncing around from time to time.
Well, no, he stayed.
He was obviously already went to the future because he made a flying train.
No, he had the hovercar. He had the hoverboard. He took the components from the hoverboard to figure out what's going on there. Yes, he did go to the future to get more for the train, but he had to build everything.
I know, but that's what I'm saying, though. But he would have had to have gone to the future to get all the stuff to make the whole train fly.
Sure, yes.
There's no way he made that in 1885.
But he stayed in 1885 originally. So, like, what I'm saying is that he was able to hide everything away.
Completely off subject from
also,
that.
The TV show kind of, like, answered a lot of these questions.
Doc's kids, they look like they're going to grow up to be serial killers, right?
Well, you got the one who... you guys know about Vern? That one little scene with him, right?
Like all I can think of is like where they're it's just the end of the movie where they both show up.
Yes. So there, if you watch it again, the scene where Doc is handing Marty the picture of the two of them at the clock tower. Vern, the little kid, the blonde-haired one, at that moment, the camera's supposed to pan in, like come in and zoom it, like close up on Doc and Marty and all that.
Yeah.
Vern is what he does a like a come here motion with his hand, and then he points to his dick. And it's in the movie. It's in the movie. It's hilarious as hell. I think you guys both rented it, so go actually check it out. You should still have time to watch it.
Depends on when Chuck watched it.
Yeah, I watched it on Friday.
Oh yeah, you probably don't have time anymore.
Yeah,
but no, it's funny.
No, that's but like seriously,
no, you're not wrong.
When he introduces those kids, they both look like they're going to grow up and they're going to use the time machines to commit murder.
So,
but why also, if they're traveling around, are they still dressed like weird cowboy people?
Because they've been in the early 1900s or late 1800s for the last.
But they don't have to.
Maybe that's just where they go back to. Maybe that's like their home time because that's where Clara would be most comfortable.
Do you guys not remember the cartoon?
Never seen
that came after this? Yeah, so there was a cartoon on like ABC in the early 90s, which was a continuation of this. And it was only on for like one season, I think like 20 some episodes. And they were back in the present day. And Marty they had the train and they had the DeLorean back, which.
How does that make sense?
Right, exactly. I guess Doc.
So what? There's still one left.
Somehow.
Actually, no. There's two left because they only destroyed one.
No, that was the same one.
Yeah, because so the one that Marty took back to 55 or from 55 to 85 was the same one that Doc took to the future to make with the Mr. Fusion and the flying, which is the same one that they took back to 1955 that got struck by lightning that went back to 1885 that got back to 1955 through the cave of time.
But then how is there three of them in the timeline?
Because there's three of them sitting there because technically the one that was in the cave would have been there the whole time.
Right, that's what I'm saying. He only demolishes one of them.
Same one!
But Chuck, then there's only two!
No, Chuck, listen. Three of them are there at that point in time because the original Marty from number one is there with the original DeLorean before it got the upgrades. But that DeLorean is still the DeLorean that comes back with Doc and Marty that gets struck by lightning, which is technically still the DeLorean that they find in the cave later on because it's all the same DeLorean. There were just three of them there at that same time period because each.
But then why does one of them then just magically disappear? If you have
Because
three there,
the future. It goes back to the future, Chuck, and then it goes from the future back to the past, and back to the past, and then.
But there was three, and if you take one away, it's still two.
The one that we took away was the other two of them from the future, from the past to the past to the future.
Still two. Chris backs me up on this one. I guarantee it.
I don't think he does. You want me to ask him?
No. It'll just hurt my feelings. It'll just hurt my feelings.
He'll hear this and he'll text me. So
the fact that Doc had to write Time Machine on the DeLorean, like his DeLorean model, so that him and Marty knew that was the time machine.
But that's something Doc does though. Like he did something similar.
He didn't write that on the. He didn't write it on the one in 1955.
Also, why do you make it out of gun bullets?
To make it look like the back of the thing, because it's what he had.
Yeah.
I was expecting them to all like shoot off at some point.
That would have been hilarious. But then when the time machine does get destroyed and Marty walks away to go home,
just leaving everything there.
Well, not everything. Like I understand, like the bit, but he should have at least taken the flux capacitor.
Well, what really gets me is that everything is just scattered there. There was how many cars sitting there watching him drive by and then get destroyed by a train. And then no one says anything. The train doesn't stop. Everybody's just like,
hey, if you saw his boy get destroyed by a train, would you say something?
I mean,
also, that train drills that and nothing is wrong with the train. The train doesn't even stop, doesn't even try.
Okay, that's actually what happens most of the times in cases where a train hits a car.
No, I know, but the train should stop.
A mile or two to stop.
Well, I mean, sure, the train would stop, but it would be like 5 miles down the road because that's how long it stops. It takes.
Yeah.
Also,
but the train actually wasn't that long. It only had like 3 cars on it.
Unless it's a train air conditioner, in which case nothing stops a train, according to the commercial. I don't know, but
okay. But no, like what I'm also getting at is there was so many witnesses to the DeLorean being destroyed, and when they come back to it, when Marty and Jennifer come back to it, there's nothing else there. There's literally no one else there around it picking up anything.
Cops, nothing.
No cops, no anybody. And then when Doc shows up, there's again no cars around conveniently. No traffic.
Yeah, because now all of a sudden there's a flying fucking train. Why can that thing? What? First off, okay, it's stupid.
Runs on Steam.
I don't find it runs on Steam. I don't understand why it has bellow wings on the side of it that look stupid as hell. Because also, why does it need an extra cart? What's the extra cart do?
That's the wood so they can run the steam engine.
There was nothing in it. It was like a regular. No, it was like a regular. Wasn't that just like a? That was supposed to be wood. It was the. I thought that was the roof on it.
It was the same 2 pieces of the train that they stole.
That was wood on top.
Yeah,
that had to. With all the flying around, that had to been like something covering it because.
Yeah, the wood would have gone everywhere.
Yeah.
It was literally like bending back and forth as it was like going through the air.
When has this movie ever cared about actual science?
That's a good point. Like this point. So
wait,
Doc,
if it runs on hold on. Whoa. If it runs on steam, they're burning wood to generate heat to produce water? To get the steam?
So there's water inside of a boiler, and the boiler is like an enclosed thing. Okay, then
I know how it fucking works. I'm not that fucking stupid. I just don't understand. Like, so they have to regularly stop and get water then?
Yes.
So why don't they just have a water tank? Wait a minute. Hold on. You're telling me that they figured out how to make a flying fucking time travel train, but they didn't figure out how to produce steam without burning fire? Wood?
Look, no matter what time period they go to, they can find wood and water.
Well,
this movie is so stupid! stupid.
I feel like your score is going down the more we talk. I don't think I like that.
I haven't even gotten into like half of the shit I actually have a problem with this movie.
Right,
So when Marty comes back and Doc's like, "We got to get you out of those clothes. You're going to get shot," and then Marty's like, "Yeah, or hanged." And then he's like, "What idiot dressed you in these clothes?"
So apparently, Michael J. Fox actually did pass out. Like he actually was being hung by the rope, but accidentally when that happened, he actually did pass out from that. And
Nice.
yeah, that was not great.
I just thought it was some really good acting when his face turned like red and
So
stuff.
yeah, like I think so when he was actually like unable to speak, I think that was actually because he actually got like his throat was
sore.
He got asphyxiated, like he couldn't really talk,
and he couldn't even get it out in jacket.
Yeah,
I did kind of like his shirt though. His shirt was cool.
So Doc was supposed to meet Clara. Like he was scheduled to pick her up and show her the school. Like that was something that was going to happen. Which is why. So by that Doc being there in the past already changed the future because
correct.
Clayton
Somebody
Levine
else would have had to have picked her up.
Was supposed to, and because she didn't get picked up or didn't whatever, like she had gone off the edge, and that ravine got named Clayton Ravine, erasing the Indian heritage like all Americans do. So Doc was supposed to pick her up. He didn't. Funny enough, when you do actually see her when they're at the train station and talking, she is actually behind them.
Yeah,
and they're ignoring her. So by Doc being there already, being in the past, and had he actually picked her up, like it still would have been. We didn't actually see it. Like we didn't actually see it in the second movie or anything. But like that ravine wasn't named Clayton Ravine anymore. But Marty still knew it as Clayton Ravine, right?
Well, that's
so
because
like
this is the Marty from the original timeline.
Correct.
He has all the timelines right now.
Well, he has the main time. He has his original timeline. He doesn't have all timelines.
Yeah, that's
because
what I'm saying.
he was only in this new timeline for a day, not even a day.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So he would have had the original timeline of it being Clayton Ravine, because Doc Brown at that time wouldn't have been in the past. In that timeline, Doc Brown wouldn't have been in the 1880s.
Correct.
So she would have done what she did in this movie, where she had gotten her own her own cart to go, and then the horses drove her off the edge.
So yeah, Doc going in the past already.
Well, yeah, because when
off a new timeline.
Yeah, because when they get back, it's called Eastwood Pass.
Correct.
Or Eastwood Ravine or whatever.
Because Clint Eastwood, which apparently they actually did ask Clint Eastwood for permission to use his name, and he was okay with it. And when he saw the movie, he was allegedly, according to IMDb, tickled at at all the jokes about his name. So he was okay with it.
Huh.
So I have written down here once again, Doc could have stopped all of the second and third movie from happening by telling Marty to not let needles get to him.
Yeah.
Literally just like could have stopped him. Didn't have to go into the future at all. Because if he had told, hey, Needle's going to challenge you to a race tomorrow.
Just say no.
Do the race. And then that means you're not going to get into an accident and your kid won't get in trouble and your other kid won't try to bail him out.
Yep.
So you won't have to go into the future.
Right.
Oh, look. Saves a lot of time there.
But you're not thinking like a true scientist. Okay.
I'm not thinking fourth dimensionally.
You're not exactly. See, here's the thing though. Okay. All of this, every single thing that happened was part of Doc Brown's experiment.
That's just
everything. Doc Brown is actually a sociopath who is enjoying Marty's suffering.
That one I believe.
Yeah, pretty much.
Also, speaking of time-changing things, wouldn't Biff or Buford being arrested in the past there on that day, wouldn't that have changed the future for Biff and like his relatives, Buford's relatives?
Unless Buford had already planted the seed of his progeny there, and
but we don't, which is very possible. But we don't know. It was never actually revealed.
Okay, true. That was never revealed. But if you think about it, all right, Buford.
I guess he did say that records after 1878 or something was for Buford was never kept.
1880 something, yeah, like 1884, I think is what it was.
Okay.
But also, you got to think like this dude was, I mean, obviously a sexual assaulter. Like, and so that
that's just the family.
I mean, yeah,
the Tannen family. Because look at Biff. Look at Griff wasn't as we never saw Griff enough.
We never got that far with Griff, but
but Biff was 100% a sexual assaulter.
Oh, absolutely.
The train engineer, how he didn't recognize Doc's voice and Marty's poncho, especially Marty's poncho.
Okay, the engineer actually might not have recognized them at all because he may never have been to town. Because engineers,
it's the same guy they were talking to that came through the first time when they were asking all the questions.
True. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Exact same guy.
Yep. I was just saying because usually they're on the train, like they come from one place and travel all the way around. But I forgot they were talking to him. Yeah,
literally the same guy. So, the fact he didn't recognize that is a little bit problematic,
especially with Doc's hair sticking out from the sides of his hat.
Right. So Jennifer asking Doc or asking Marty about everything being a dream. So he goes and wakes Jennifer up. And she's like, "Oh, I had a terrible nightmare, terrible dream, or whatever." And they start driving, and they get to that stoplight, and it's right next to Hilldale. And Marty's like, "Oh, Hilldale, this is where we're gonna live someday. I mean, this is where we could live in the future." And she looks at him as like, "Marty, that was a dream, right?" And then we have the race with needles that he obviously finally figures out. Oh, hey, he learned his lesson.
It only took him 3 movies, okay.
Well, it took him 100 years and no showers in 100 years. So, but yeah, he's like, he learned his lesson. I don't need to be, people can name call me and I don't actually have to do anything about it. But she is all thinking it was a dream. And then when she actually when he doesn't get into the wreck, she's like, "Oh, it wasn't a wreck." And then she pulls out the paper.
Because the wreck is what reminded her that the paper was in her pocket.
But she remembered the dream. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So she thought it was a dream, and then that didn't happen. And then she was like, "Well, in the dream, I had the piece of paper." And then she reaches in there, and she's like, "The paper's still here." So obviously, it wasn't a dream. And then, of course, that's when Doc shows up, and
yeah, that's
Yeah, I mean, gaslighting is a normal thing, Joey. Didn't you know that's a healthy sign of a relationship?
Well, definitely 100%. Well, he obviously tells her everything because he takes her to the busted up DeLorean.
Yeah.
Speaking of, how the hell did they get the DeLorean on the tracks in the past? They had it on that little staging thing, but how did they get that?
Oh, it would have been super simple. So they would have put levers underneath it, and then lifted up on the levers, and then slid it onto the tracks, and then pulled the levers out. So look, it's sitting beside, it's on its wheels beside the train tracks, right? So you put the lever through like this, you lift it up like this, it slides down onto the tracks like this, then you move the levers down, the other set of wheels sits down, you pull them out, and then it's on the tracks.
Okay, so it was lifted up on a little platform, and they had it on a ramp, and then they took it off the ramp onto the tracks.
Basically, yeah. I mean, that would be the most simple way to do it, I would assume.
But what I'm saying is
how did they do that in 5 days?
They horsepower,
while also having to do a MacGuffin of a shootout at high noon. Well, technically not high noon.
High 8.
High 8 because
8:05.
He likes to do his killing before breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Marty does his killing after breakfast. But here's
neither one of them had breakfast.
That's what I was just to say. Yeah, fucking Buford didn't even have breakfast that morning, so he's a liar.
Yeah, because
Or I
he said
guess-
he was hungry, and then he comes rolling into town. So there actually is a deleted scene where Buford's on his way into town, and the sheriff stops him. The sheriff and his son stops him from coming into town with his rifle. Buford pulls out his gun and basically is like, "Hey, I'm going to do this." Like he shoots the rifle or the rifle out of the sheriff's hand, and is like, "If you let me go, I'm just let me go, and you'll be able to see your son grow up," kind of a thing. And so the sheriff, like, okay, he goes on by, and Buford is like, "Yeah, I lied." He turns around and shoots him in the back, and then goes into town, and he kills the sheriff. Apparently, they took that scene out because if you had seen that, if the audience had seen that, watched that scene, then you're rooting for Marty to kill Buford, because you see how evil Buford is, and they knew they weren't going to kill Buford. So by Marty not actually killing Buford, it's like, well, he's going away scot-free for killing the sheriff, but he still killed the sheriff. So
He still went to jail,
sure,
but that was for robbing.
not
a
for
stage
robbing
coach.
Pine City
Yeah.
stage.
Yeah. So the I feel like by this point in time in the movie, the shit thing, the manure thing, is so overdone.
It's no different than
That's some fresh manure.
Right?
that was because there's a few different, like, I'll say callbacks that they did for a lot of them. I can't remember where they are now. I saw it on IMDb.
Was Mad Dog's gang the same three guys that's been?
No,
Oh, that's dumb.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was, but that would have been cool.
I think they should have kept them, especially since they had them in the second movie. Like,
Yeah, they could have
no
just
sense
had them
why they
over for
didn't.
the third one too.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
maybe they just got tired of doing it at that point in time.
they filmed these back to back. Like, I don't know why they
well,
didn't.
the second and third one they filmed back to back. So yeah, that doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah,
Maybe they figured it was too much of a stretch for them to have the same posse like all throughout.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, because they weren't the same people in the future either, other than Biff.
Yeah, they were. Wait. Oh, the kids. Yeah, that's right. For Griff's.
Well, there was a girl in the second in the future,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
But
fair.
I think 3D was still the same. There was one of them that was still the same.
No. For Griff's posse, they're all three different.
Were they? Oh.
Yeah.
I would have liked to have seen them all be the same just for...
Shits and giggles.
Yeah, it wouldn't have made any sense, but it would have been funny.
Oh, so my last little bit is this is definitely my last note, looking over my notes. There's no way in hell Marty would have gotten up to 88 miles per hour in the little drive-in theater. No way.
No.
He was at 55 by the time he hit the concession stand.
100%, yeah.
And it's like, what do you do? Like, you are 10 feet away from a concession stand. You're not getting 55 miles per hour in a stick shift from the back of the theater, from the back of the drive-in to that. Like,
not only that, but he was able to maintain perfect alignment. That he didn't hit one of those metal. Those things are barely wide enough to fit a car.
Right.
And you are flying on gravel, gravel. You're telling me that car didn't slide even the slightest bit?
Well, no, because he's
That
only
was
driving 20 miles an hour.
I mean, they were brand new tires, but even that, I feel like they
1955 tires. They didn't have traction back then.
Exactly. Exactly.
They didn't even know what traction was. They're like, ooh, look at the smoothness.
But that also goes back to the train. So they had the three logs that exploded and caused it to go faster.
Right.
The first one got him up to 30. The second one got him up to 40. And then the last one got them all the way up to 88 from there.
I thought the second one got him up to 50.
Sure.
Either way, yeah, like it the progression is not equivalent.
And if that engine boiler would have exploded right beside Doc and Clara, they would have both died.
Oh, Doc especially.
Yeah.
Because he was literally right next to it. Yeah, that's...
Uh-huh.
Wait a minute. It can't be the same train. The train gets destroyed.
He goes and picks it up. Picks up pieces.
It's still got the same numbers on the front of it.
Yeah, what else is he going to do? He's got all the time in the world.
That train went flying off after exploding? And we'll just pick it and put it back together. No worries. No! No, sir! I'll give you that there's only 2 DeLoreans, but I'm not giving you they put the train back together. Not back then. That thing wasn't. No.
How do you think they make trains with pieces? He had all the pieces there.
That went flying off a canyon.
Yeah.
In a fiery explosion.
And?
They are not picking the pieces out of there.
I think they are.
No, it was mangled. It had to be mangled.
Mangala? Yeah.
This movie broke my brain. This episode has broken my brain.
You know what? That's fair.
Runs on steam, but we got to burn wood.
Nope, it's a different train.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it better be a different train. Or what are we even doing here?
Honestly, it makes more sense as a different train because...
Yeah, because it would have exploded! Into a fiery, burning explosion of death and explosions. Ron, is it really wood on the back on that second train? Can you see it?
Let's see. There's the picture.
Because I could understand if that was like their house. Like
no, if it's some kind of it's so remember the back of the DeLorean, like where it had like the things that shot the like power out of the back of it.
Yeah,
that's what it is on the back of that.
That makes less sense.
But yeah, you're right. It is covered. I thought it was supposed to be wood across the top of it, but yeah, no, it's like a roof that's just got like the.
All right.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a picture of it.
I don't really like Claire in this movie. She's kind of annoying. Also, bit love addicty for both of them to just instantly fall in love with each other.
What, you've never heard of love at first sight?
That is not a thing. That's called codependency.
They had obvious
codependency. And love addiction.
There is a picture of the train. So
I can't see shit, but okay.
Can I zoom in? I don't think I can zoom in. Nope, I can't.
I think it's still dumb. It's still dumb. I hate the train. Train makes me mad. Really mad about it, if you can't tell.
Couldn't tell.
Sorry.
It's fine. Anything else, gentlemen? I mean, so like the shootout, I understand, like originally when I always watch this, I never understood why Marty just doesn't shoot him. But then I remember, they can't kill anybody because then that would change the timeline. But
they changed
the timeline's going to get changed anyway. Mm-hmm. And also then Mad Dog gets arrested, which means
that they should have had records of him at that point in time because he got arrested.
Right. So none of that makes any sense.
But again, that makes a new timeline, right?
Yes.
Because
I don't disagree with you, but you're putting 2025 logic into something that they didn't think about in 2025, and I don't think it was ever new timelines to them. It was just, we're just going to live in non-logical...
Doc even says when they go back to the second 1985, where Biff is in charge of everything, that this is a different timeline from the original timeline.
He says this. I don't ever remember him saying that.
That was the whole point of the second movie.
He's like, we altered the timeline. Now this is a different 1985 from the 1985 that we originally.
Right. It could still be the same line. We have just altered it, not the branch off that you guys talk about.
Line, and then you altered it. That makes it a different timeline. Anyway,
it makes it an alternative line but it's all on the same line.
No, it's not.
Joey makes it sound like they split off.
They did.
So look, in 1955, this is the timeline that our original Marty was born on. When they go back, this is the timeline where Biff is the richest guy in the world.
But I'm saying that when they wrote this fucking movie, that was not their intention of what they were trying to accomplish.
Their intention was that one timeline. They went back, fixed the timeline, and everything was back to one timeline.
Right.
Yeah, no, you're correct. What I'm
saying is stop putting the 2025 logic of multiple timelines into this because it doesn't exist.
In the 1985, 1990 movie. Yes. No,
in Chuck's defense, having also read comics from the 1980s, they do not have logic in them, so it does make sense that they wouldn't.
Some of them don't.
Most of them don't.
You make me want to drink. I just want you to know that.
I appreciate that.
I fucking hate... The only good time travel movie is Terminator. And I will stand by this, the first one, and that is it.
What about Time Cop?
Honestly, I've kind of gotten to the point where I like time travel movies that just don't even care if they... You would think I'd like Star Trek a lot better, but I don't.
So see, I also, if you're going to do a time travel movie, either have rules and you have to stick to the rules, or don't have rules so it doesn't matter what you do. But don't do a mix of both.
I'm always a proponent of, if you have a time travel movie and you make your rules, yes, stick to them. But if you make your rules, you can break them. But you have to define your rules.
But there should be consequences for breaking them.
Well, of course, yes. No, you can't just break them and then just do whatever. If you break your rules, things need to happen. Something's going to happen. But I know we'll get into. I know we're going to have a few more time travel movies in the future. When we get to Endgame and Infinity War, stuff like that. Endgame really, but I think we've got a couple other time. I'd have to look at the list, but I like time. I mean, we have the Terminators, obviously, and I think there's a couple other ones somewhere, but I don't know. This is a fun trilogy. I've always liked it. This time around, I mean, nostalgia is still good for me, but I definitely did find a lot of problems.
I remember the third one being better the last time I watched it, but I also might not have been thinking as much into it as I was now.
No. I've always gone into these movies, all three of them, just to have a fun time. But because of this show, I've definitely gone into it giving it more of a critical eye. But that's because I'm, an asshole now. Regardless.
I agree.
I'm an asshole, or
correct? Yeah. So I thought at least it was interesting that he uses the cast iron stove door but he moves a lot better than what that would actually weigh on his neck, since he's only 5'4" and maybe 90 pounds.
Which I do like that he got that idea from a Clint Eastwood movie in the second movie, in part 2.
Correct.
Because he walks in on Biff watching The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Yeah.
In Biff Tower.
Which is good. Second,
and bad and ugly.
He is so fucking lucky because when you look at where that hit,
the grates.
Yeah, man, was he real close to not. Also, just lucky that it just happened to stay in place because all he did was tie it around his neck.
Yeah, and barely at that. Like all it needed to do was just come loose.
Yeah,
drop at the wrong
or shift, like just shift with him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Yeah,
or the fact that when he fell on his back, it didn't pop up and hit him in the face.
Right.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
I also like Tan Buford coming up and being all cocky. Like, why is he coming up all like suspicious? Why is he not coming up like all confident and just popping him? You know, he's already shot him.
Also, what is this? Is this where Johnny Depp got the idea for Captain Jack? Because of the way Buford walks up there, like the weird, like with his arms out to the side and like holding the gun all like dainty and like, what the fuck was up with that?
Well, he was gloating. He's like, look at me, I shot an unarmed man. Like, he's rude. Look, yeah, I'm real special.
Yeah. So
those are weird movies.
So what's your kill count?
So technically, there was one kill, and that was Doc shooting the bird when he was firing the gun to let Marty to go back and drive the DeLorean to get to the past. He shoots it to start, and then he shoots another one, and the bird comes falling down. But I also have 3 others to count Doc that went in the past and died. Who are the other 2? Oh, Martin McFly, because they talked about him being dead. And I think Clara, maybe? No, I don't know. I had a third one for some reason.
So I feel like technically Biff should have died, or not Biff, Buford, because Marty full on swung that door at his head, and that would have just completely caved his entire head in. Like, there's no way in no universe that Buford's head was hard enough to take a cast iron door to it at a full swing.
Yeah, but again, Marty's like, 90 pounds soaking wet.
Sure, but the fact of the matter is that thing weighs like 20 pounds. Like, it would have been, that'd have been like getting hit in the side of the head with 2 sledgehammers at the same time.
But it's also just act like it's going on the water with Marty swinging it, so because it's not moving very fast.
Right.
Anyway, I mean, I can't disagree with you, but obviously,
yeah, and obviously we didn't have any lost limbs.
Nope, we did not. We did have an ice cube, though.
Really, I didn't know he was in this movie.
Yep. Anyway,
yo, have you seen the War of the Worlds yet?
No,
God, no.
But I've heard it's really bad.
I kind of want to watch.
I heard that the tagline for it was "It's worse than you think" or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know that I want to see it, but
I love War of the Worlds. I love the original. I was indifferent about the Tom Cruise one. I don't know. Anyway,
I worked with a kid the year that movie came out, and his cousin is an extra in it, and he was like really excited about that, and he was really excited to see his cousin as an extra. He's like right behind Tom when they're running across the bridge.
Well, that's fun.
None of that means anything to me.
Yeah. It's okay.
I know the scene. I don't like.
I literally could not pick that dude out if my life depended on it. But that's just. I remember him just like telling everybody at work that day that his cousin was in that movie.
I mean, that is exciting.
I mean, my cousin was on American Idol like 3 different times. That's
My cousin was on Happy's Place once.
I was on Happy's Place once.
I believe it.
I got the video to prove it. It's on YouTube.
Anyway, so bingo. We had government interference, unexplainable science, comic logic, origin reveal, because it was revealed that his family moved to Hill Valley in the 1800s. Animal cruelty, because the way that they run every fucking horse in this movie.
Well, again, that also Doc killed a bird. So
yeah, and the fact that they left Einstein alone for however long.
They didn't. It was instantaneous.
No. Anyways, villain monologue, because Buford had to hear himself talk.
You thought wrong, dude.
Every time he was on the screen. We had product placement.
Yeah, he uses dude a lot, and that was not a term back then?
Definitely not a term back then. Well,
no.
I don't think it was used the way we use it now. I think it was used, but not in
like a dude ranch?
Kinda. But not like the term dude,
but not the kind of dude ranch that you're thinking of, Chuck.
Probably not.
The term dude is not the way was not the way we use it today.
Yes. Anyways, we also had product placement, sexual innuendo, and misogyny.
I don't know about that.
No, there was definitely
and hero kills. Doc kills the bird.
Oh, Doc. We consider Doc the hero of this. I thought he was the villain because this is all his sick experiment.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I mean, would he then be a reformed bad guy?
Ooh.
That's also not wrong.
Or would he be a betrayal by a friend?
Also true.
Chuck, Spawn Cape.
Yo, anytime that Michael J. Fox is on the same screen with himself, it looked atrocious. It looked really bad. It was like two different filters or something.
Yeah, it was like they filmed it at 2 different times of the day.
Yeah, it was really strange and it looked really bad.
The train also looked terrible.
The train also looks really bad. Even the practical effects stuff doesn't look great. There's also some like weird, like the entire like lens or something changes when they're doing the shootout. That looks, I don't know, makes it look older than it actually was or something. I don't know what was going on there.
Mine did that with the beginning of it when it does the flashback to like what happened previously. Like when I was watching it looked like they had taken a VHS and put it in a player and then filmed the VHS playing.
That's fair. That being said, if I think back to the days where I sat crisscross applesauce reverse style watching this with Michael Cole, first name, last name. Fuck you, dude. I remember thinking that this looked really good. I've seen this one more than I've seen any of the other ones, which is probably why I hate it so much. Because this was his favorite, I'm pretty sure. So we watched it a lot. I want to say. So it looks like crap now, but apparently back then I probably thought it was really good. I'm gonna say 3 out of 41 Spawn Capes. Which once again, 1 out of a gajillion. That's pretty close.
That is pretty close.
Pretty close.
All right.
Scores?
No, not a Muppet.
Oh, not a Muppet.
Okay, so go ahead.
It's Biff. Or not Biff. It's we could just do Biff at the very end. That's it. Everybody else is a Muppet the entire time. Yeah, I would say Buford would be really funny to me.
So,
because then he gets knocked out by a Muppet.
See, I like the idea of Buford and his gang being the only ones that are Muppets, because then these regular people are being terrorized by this group of Muppets that they are absolutely afraid of. And I think that would be hilarious.
I specifically want all the horses to be Muppets.
I like that. I like the idea of Clara being the Muppet. No, being not the Muppet, because that way she gets rescued by a Muppet twice in the movie. Like she gets carried off by a Muppet.
She also has kids with the Muppets, so that would actually be pretty hilarious.
Yeah, there's that too.
I specifically want. Okay, what if it's only a Muppet, and it is only Marty? That way, he gets chased. Marty gets chased by real Native Americans, and he gets attacked by a real bear.
Could it be Marty is as he goes through the timeline from the
He
beginning?
becomes more and more Muppet.
Every time he goes like into the DeLorean, just in the DeLorean, and then comes out of the DeLorean, not through the timeline. Anytime he goes in the DeLorean, he becomes more Muppet. So that by the time he gets to the end, he's all Muppet.
Okay, that would be kind of funny.
I would be kind of freaked out, like where he's like one of those like midpoints in an Animorphs books.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, of like,
Please kill me.
I don't want to live.
Oh shit.
All right, Chuck. What's your score?
All right. Fuck. I don't know. Listen, is this a Back to the Future movie? Well, all pretenses say yes. This is my least favorite of the three. It kind of like even the ending where Doc is like, "Oh, we make our own future," and like kind of just absolutely shitting on what exactly the last two movies just try to set up, where it's like, "Oh, we make our own future and nothing is ever set in stone" or whatever.
Why'd you go to the future then?
Yeah, then why did you get almost a lot of good people fucking killed and then also ruin timelines that did not need to be ruined forever? I don't like this movie nearly as much as I like the other two. There's a lot of just things that don't make any sense, and it's strange because I do love a good Western, so I don't know why I didn't like this. I'm going to put this on the lower end. It's still a fine movie. I still enjoyed, air quotes, watching it, I guess. 4.81.
Rude.
Okay, realistically, I could watch 1 and 2 by myself if I was in the mood, but I'm not going to watch 3. I'm going to get bored, and then I also know the only way I would ever watch it is watching it with somebody who has already watched it before, because I'm going to bitch and complain about it the entire time.
Would you say that you would watch it with a group of your friends to make
fun
of it?
No, because I'm not going to make fun of it. I'm going to piss and moan and complain and not understand why.
Making fun of it?
No. Making fun of it, everyone's laughing. I'm going to ruin the party by bitching and moaning. That's the level of irritation I will have. She wasn't pregnant at the time. First off, yeah. When I went to apologize, she was pregnant, and I was told that if I had apologized, that would have been worse. Which is why I've never apologized. Super important to remember that.
Awesome. Ron, what do you got?
So, okay, I've got nostalgia for this movie. And Marty finally got to bang his mom, sort of. So, there were key points that actually, worked out for, the people involved in it. But there's so much stuff in here that just is not cohesive to the rest of the story. And, at this point in time, you've gotten into the, I don't really care if we change the timelines or not, as long as we make it seem like it helped us out for the better, for instance, Marty's dad sticking up to Biff, which made them actually have money and be successful instead of his dad being a loser and his mom, hating life and, wanting to
be an alcoholic and
yeah. So it was okay to change the timeline as long as it wasn't bad things that were happening specifically to Marty and his family or Doc. And then, you get this whole thing where, oh, well, it doesn't matter what happens because everything will happen for, however it's supposed to happen. And it was just kind of, it was a dumb ending. And Doc's kids are definitely serial killers, serial killers. The kind of things that you actually need a time cop for, which would be an awesome movie. Time cop chases down the Brown kids. That sounds horrible when I put it that way.
That sounds terrible.
Doc Brown's kids.
Wow.
Doc Brown's
We
kids.
just got canceled.
We just got canceled. Jesus Christ. But no, but Time Cop chasing down.
Everyone thought it was going to be me. That's the wild part, you know?
Because those kids were serial killers. Like, you could see it in their dead fish eyes and the way that one's mouth kept going. They were gonna grow up to steal their dad's time machine and murder people throughout time.
I mean, they did go back to the Civil War and fought in Civil War. So
on which
on
side?
opposite sides. On both sides, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It was
an episode that there was one of the like few episodes I remember of the cartoon, and they ended up on opposite sides, and they were trying to get back together, and something happened to where they like the war, the battle is starting, and they're scared, and they're screaming and hugging each other, and the battle stops because, oh my God, we've got brothers on both sides. It's a cartoon made for kids, dude. It's like,
yeah. But having, even with all that, I will probably end up watching this again, and I still do like this better than the second one because the second one's the one that convolutes everything into being the biggest problem ever.
Begins the convolution.
I gave this a 6.55.
See,
Joey?
my score doesn't seem that ridiculous now, Joe.
Well, you guys are gonna hate my score. So this is my favorite out of all of them. It's always has been. Yes, this is definitely still problematic. I've talked about it already, covering this. Rewatching this throughout this breaking down for the show here, I didn't realize how many problems there were. And I don't want to be like, oh, I don't care about the problems, because the problems are there, but I still, nostalgia for this movie still puts it up there for me. You know what? Actually, you know what? I am going to change my score. I have it written down. I'm going to change my score because of, if we are scoring this stuff correctly, while this is still my favorite out of the trilogy, I don't want it to be nostalgia shoots it higher than the original, specifically because I like it better. So I will actually lower that. I'm going to erase this real quick.
Funny enough, Joey, as you do read the math, I was explaining to someone today what the Janero continuum is.
Thank you for that.
Because I had to explain that you're a man of principle. And that you have these like weird quirk laws that you hold yourself to, and that's how the Janero continuum, because they also thought it was egregious that you would ever give the Star Wars Christmas special anything above a 5. And I was like, if he would rewatch it, it automatically got a 5. And we had to like tell Joey that you can like a movie and still score it low.
Yes.
So the fact that you're going and changing your score now, I think shows growth, and that we should appreciate that and honor that.
I do. Thank you,
Ron,
for that.
do you want to say how proud you are of him?
No.
Okay.
Good job, Joey.
I tried. No. So yes, this is still my favorite movie, but going through and realizing, because the second movie starts, like you said, Ron, contradicting things left and right, this continues all the contradictions and starts breaking the timeline even further and has a ton of problems. It is problematic. But it still is up there for me. Like, it still is a good score. That being said, though, it's actually still going to be the lowest score out of all of my Back to the Futures. Just to put that out there. I'm giving this one an 8.35, which gives us a combined score of 6.57. I originally had it at 9.15, just so you know.
Oh, damn.
I dropped it down to nostalgia, my dude.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
I think he changed it because he knew we would have never let him live that down.
No.
I wouldn't look. I gave First Contact a 9.05, and a lot of that was because of nostalgia, but also it was a really good movie. But I mean that
like this nostalgia with like I said, this movie is I like this better than the original, than the first one. I gave the first one 9.13, and I had it 9.15 before we started talking about it. Once we started talking, I'm like, you know what? I can't confidently leave it at a 9.15. I have to actually change it. So with a 6.57, that drops it in at number 59 out of 163 movies. Just behind TMNT from 2007, the animated one, at a 6.7, and just above The Crow, the first Crow, the original Crow, at a 6.56.
That seems pretty accurate.
Yeah, I think I hated all those about as much as I hated this, so that makes sense. If I had to pick a spot. Yeah. I'm good with that. You know what I'm also good with? Finding me on the internet. You can find me over at Kicked Out of the Hood, No Eating Kicked, and more importantly, you can find me. You know where you can find me? Go check the archives. I'm slowly working, Ron. Well, Joey's not paying attention. I'm slowly working my way into the Geek Ultimate Alliance, like a parasite.
Nice.
Working my way in.
Look at you worked your way into ours. Now you're going to work your way into another. I like.
Yeah,
this.
yeah. I'm gonna.
You don't have to.
I don't need a co-host.
I'm going to work my way in, and I'm going to get on a show just with Chris, but I'm going to make him do all the editing. That's the plan.
That's perfect. Like that worked out for you. This is.
Yeah. Or just like guest, just you know what? I'll just come on as like a special guest, and then they just tell me, like, well, I know you're just part of the show now. If I just come on enough, like that happened here, I think it could work really well.
It sounds so familiar.
Yeah, it sounds really. Yeah, it seemed to work the last time I did this. So
it did.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna get in there, but you can find me because Joey and I about a month ago reviewed all of the Twisted Metal season 2 series, and it was awesome, and I loved it, and I didn't get mad about anything on it, and it was wonderful and great. At time of recording, we're about halfway through the season, and I'm still gushing about it, but I am very, very cautiously optimistic about where it's going.
Like we still have 8 episodes.
Yeah. So I'm still cautiously optimistic. And more importantly, you can find me at the end of the month. Last Sunday of the month. I'm there. Joey's there. We're doing Getting Franchised, the latest and greatest in movie franchises. Check it out. We just reviewed Blood and Honey, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, and Popeye the Slayer Man, which was shot in my hometown, and which I'm very excited to talk about, or for you to hear us talk about it, because, hey, guess what? Spoilers, we liked one better than the other. And coming up after that, guess what? It's Suspiria. No? What did we watch before that?
It should be, not Children of the Corn, the one, Pet Sematary.
We did that after?
Yeah.
No, Pet Sematary dropped. Pet Sematary dropped.
Pet Sematary was July.
Suspiria was our October one. We're in September still. This comes out the beginning of September. What did we do before Suspiria?
Whatever you did after Popeye the Slayer Man.
Which I thought was Pet Sematary.
No, we did House on Haunted Hill. We did House on Haunted. We did Joey's pick. That's right. Yeah.
I've already listened to Pet Sematary, so I know you guys have done Pet Sematary.
Hey, go check the archive because Pet Sematary specifically was a absolute fucking mess. Because we also watched Fist of the North Star. Go check the archives to hear that.
That one was rough.
Insane. I would recommend. This is what I recommend. Listen to the first half of Pet Sematary episode. Then go listen to Fist of the North Star. Then go finish the Pet Sematary, and you'll know how Joey and I felt that weekend. Because that's exactly how we both, I think, digested that. Not a good time.
Yeah, the end of this month will be House on Haunted Hill. The 59 one and the 99 one.
Yeah, which guess what? One of us liked one better than the other, and the other one liked the other one better than the other.
Ooh,
so
conflicting, I like it.
Yeah, so go check that out, and that's where you can find all of us. Ronald, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram and TikTok and Blue Sky at Good This Game. You can find my art on Instagram at Good Art This Game, and also on our T-shirts at on TeePublic. And you can find me right here on this fantastic podcast. Sometimes on your guys' podcast, Joey.
You guys can find the show Comic Rundown on all those socials. Email us comicrundown@gmail.com. We'll read it on an upcoming episode. Rate and review us on your podcasting app of choice. Ron mentioned the merch. Chuck mentioned getting franchised. I think starting this month, the last Saturday, because I want to do Saturday instead of the last Friday, will start being Comic Rundown again, doing comics. This one I should be covering. I'll be covering Booster Gold and a couple of Superman comics. So mainly because there is a couple issues that they do a crossover, and I'm trying to get through these quicker, the DC stuff quicker. So go do some Booster Gold and Superman from 1986. So we got that. You mentioned that. Song was done by Cam. Yeah. And then our next movie had to do some moving around because of other things. So our next movie we'll be watching, we finally got to it.
Oh boy.
We're finally gonna get to our Control.
Spawn.
We're watching Spawn.
Oh my god, the Spawn cape. The Spawn cape. I almost bought the first compendium of Spawn, because I was like, maybe I'll just buy this, but it was like a lot of money, so I didn't. But I thought about buying it to see why people love this edgelord so hard.
I think I've got like the first, at least I had like the first 10 issues, or at least like 2 through 10 or something like that. Like I had the issue, like 2 of the issues that Angela first showed up.
Oh yeah,
I guess
yeah.
was like a ton of money. I gotta double check.
Yeah,
I don't know if I kept them or if I got rid of them.
I don't think I've ever read a Spawn comic.
The only exposure I ever had was the toys, and occasionally a mini comic would come in the McFarlane toy for Spawn. I had a bunch of Spawn figures because I thought they were cool. I thought he was cool because I was like fucking 8, right?
I mean, it does look pretty cool. Like,
yeah, like Spawn inherently looks cool. He's just a piece of shit. And then I watched during the pandemic. I watched the HBO animated series.
Yeah, I've seen like bits and pieces of that.
Not good.
Really?
Not good. Don't recommend it. It's a very 90s adult cartoon.
Well, yeah.
But not nearly enough boobs. Sorry, Ron. Yeah, sorry, buddy. That being said, I am terrified to watch this. But okay.
1 week.
I think I've only seen this movie like once, maybe twice, and it was early 2000s. Like, I don't remember the last time I've seen this movie.
Dude, Josh Brolin's in this?
No.
Who plays the clown? Isn't that Josh Brolin?
That was
no, it's John Leguizamo.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I confuse those two all the time.
How?
I don't know.
They're not Scooby-Doo.
Oh wait, no, I had one.
Oh, you had one? Okay.
Yeah, never mind. No, it's fine.
Oh, I mean.
Although, wait, I am curious. During Weapons, what was the jump scare that got you?
Well, we can't say it. Ron has.
Yeah, just was it the knock or the lady on the ceiling?
Ceiling.
Okay, mine was the Scooby-Doo.